Late night. Hello, hello, hello. Good night. Yeah, it is so late, but here I is. Hi, y'all. How are you doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year to you. I hope that your new year has started off very well. I am back from vacation. So we went to Jamaica. For those of you who do not know, we went to Jamaica and it was relaxing and quite interesting. So, one of the stories I wanted to share with y'all was, getting my eyebrows done in Jamaica. Bam, by Mr. Hollywood. I don't even know what his name is, but that's what he calls himself. So, who sits in a store or whatever you call that area and wait from 1 p.m. to about 4:30 p.m. to get their eyebrows done? Who does that? I did that. I don't know why, but I sensed that I needed to stay. And so I did to get my eyebrows done. And I think they look pretty nice. I mean, he is very good. He is very good. And he's very rich. Because his little shop is packed out. And so I had to wait for, him to do his thing with all the other ladies in the middle of making business deals. He was, just transacting business as he did the lashes and he did the eyebrows. He was just trying to rent his store while, doing the eyebrows and the eyelashes. He had a whole store that he was trying to rent. So he was doing that in between getting the eyebrows done. And he stopped to make a video. He stopped to make a video about him renting his store and providing celebrity style treatment and making women into stars by doing their eyebrows and their eyelashes. Well, he did not make me into a star. Let's just say that. He did not. Anyways, we went to the beach and my son said he had a whale of a time. He had fun. Um, so the last time we went live, I I had to go back down to the beach to go get his backpack because it was raining and we ate too much food and we fell asleep. And so we had to go back for the backpack because we had left it on the beach and it was raining. So I entitled this one, bittersweet because it is bittersweet. It's January and before I jump right into it, let me hear what you guys are doing for the new year. Are you starting any resolutions? I resolve that I will lose 10 pounds this year. Not me. I am not resolving to lose any weight. Maybe this belly fat, but I ain't losing no weight. Nope. What are your resolutions? Are you going on fasting for the new year? Are you cutting off social media? Are you cutting off Netflix? What are you giving up for the new year? I know a lot of people like to do that, and they like to set aside that time to meditate and be with the Lord. Except a lot of people, a lot of people are not with the Lord. They are not. They are doing their own thing. Anyways, so 4 years ago, January, we were preparing to bury my father. It has been 4 years. So last week I was not in a good space. So last week I did not go live. The Monday was the actual anniversary of my father's death. It's been 4 years since he passed away, and I mean, it's still hard. It's still very, very hard. There are some hard days where it's like the void is so huge, that hole in your heart is so big. It, it seems like it happened yesterday. Um, and so 4 years ago, my sister and I were here in Texas, and we were getting ready to go out. And we had heard from my brother the day before that he had taken my father to the hospital. And so we were just worried about him, and we were waiting to hear what the doctors had to say. And in Jamaica, the medical system is very different, and so they had visiting hours, which is not very long. It's not long visiting hours that they have, and so he had to go. And he had to go home, and so we were waiting for him to go the next day. And so the next day, we were just my sister and I, we were just at my house, just hanging out and waiting to hear from my brother, who called to say, oh, he's not here anymore. And I don't know, I think the Lord had prepared me for that very moment, in the sense that I did not fall out and I didn't cry. I was just calm. I was just okay. Okay. And then I told my sister, and she fell out. She fell out. And so it was a very, very difficult day. And I remember my husband at the time, he was there in the house as well. And I went to tell him, I told him that, oh, my father passed away. And he just sat down. He didn't say any words of comfort to me. He sat down. He didn't say anything to me. He didn't give me a hug. He didn't say I'm sorry, nothing. And to this day, 4 years later, I have never heard him say anything like, oh, I'm sorry your father passed away, or how are you handling it? Nothing. I heard nothing. I heard nothing. And so we were preparing for the funeral, my sisters and I, and we were preparing to go to Jamaica. So my sister left before I did, and then um, in talking to a friend at the time, she's like, "Oh, did you ask your husband if he's gonna come with you um, to Jamaica?" We weren't in the greatest place. However, we were still living in the same house, breaking bread, sharing a bed. So she's like, oh, you need to ask him, just ask him, since he's into photography, ask him if he's gonna come take pictures at the funeral and see what he says. So I'm like, oh, hey, are you gonna come, to take pictures? And he's like, are you gonna pay for me? Yep, that's that's what he said to me. So I said, no, I ain't gonna pay for you, but I am gonna go. And so he did not come. He did not try to find a way to come with us to support me. Mm, Shady, 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 shady. Nope, he didn't come. So my son and I, we went, and we had to we had to do it on our own. So that was the moment. I think that was the moment when I came home after the funeral and I was reflecting. I'm like, but this guy has nothing to offer me. Like, I'm not asking for your money. I'm not asking, for anything really. I'm not asking for anything. Can you at least support me in my father, like give some kind of comfort since my father has passed away? Like, can you do anything? Can you give me a hug? I mean, what can you do? Like, so at that moment, it was that moment that it became very, very clear to me that we were in different places, and he was not able to offer me the support. He was not able to offer me any kind of covering as a husband, as a male in the house. And that was one of the things that hurt the most in reflecting and, going through grieving my father. It was that my father, he was a good man, like, no doubt. He was a good man. And so comparing, like, oh, my father, he was such a good person and he passed away. And then this guy here who is not, he's not. And he's here in my space. He's here, you know, and my father should be here instead. I'm just gonna be honest. Because honesty, they say, is the best policy. Yeah, I'm like, why did my father have to go though? And this person is still here. And yes, I am a Christian. I do know the Lord, but He also knows my heart. And so I can't, if I'm going to lie to myself, God still sees my heart. He knows what I was thinking. He knows that, like, there were so many times and nights that I wished my father should be here instead of this person. My father should be here. And so the days following the funeral, so I went to the funeral the 20th of January, and I came home the next day. The next day I came home, or we came home, my son and I, we came back to Texas. And so we had the funeral. I don't even know. We had the funeral one day, and then I came home the next day. Could have been Sunday. And then the Monday, I had to be at class. I had to go to class because I was still doing my master's. And like I had said in one of the lives before, it was like a blur. I didn't know what was going on in the classes. I didn't know. I really did not know who I was. Like, I felt lost. I felt just in a different, like I was in my body, but I think I had checked out. I had checked out emotionally because by then I think I had started crying. because I think I was holding up. I don't know if I was holding up for anybody. I don't think I was being strong for anybody, but I know I was not crying. It was when I came home, that's when, the tears started coming, and it was just a lot. And then I went to just feeling numb, like I didn't know how to be. I was like going in slow motion. I didn't know how to, like I said, I was in autopilot, just doing what I have to do, making sure my son was taken care of, going to the classes physically, and if anything was placed on the whiteboard, just writing it, collecting the handouts, but not being there physically because my mind was, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe some persons who have lost somebody close to you, you might be able to identify. Um, Death is very strange. Like when you lose somebody close to you feel very strange. Um, you do go through those different stages. Oh, no, he's not dead. I don't think, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe he's gone. And then just guilt. And then for me, whew, a world of guilt. It was just so much associated with him passing and me not being there. And I had not seen him in 3 years. Man, that was just the worst feeling in my whole life. Not being there to say goodbye to my father and not having like a fresh memory of us being together, like in his last days or, you know, in any time following or leading up to his death or his passing. Like it was just the worst thing. Like I beat myself up over that thing for so long because, man, it was just so many things. Like I said, I was not spending my husband at the time. I was not spending his money. He had money in the bank. I did not. And I'm like, that's not my money. I'm not going to, spend his money to go to Jamaica and then, having to hear about it or whatever. So I didn't go. I left Jamaica and I didn't go. And then the kicker, mm, he never met my son. Like, oh. He kept saying, oh, aren't you going to take him so I can meet him? And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to come Christmas. I told him I was going to come Christmas. I was trying to get stuff ready. And then I'm like, man, it's going to be so expensive because I wanted to go to Jamaica. I wanted to take my son. And then, going to Jamaica after a while, after being away for a while, you have to take things like you have to have things to give to people. I mean, you don't have to, but if it's in your heart, you want to, be able to hand a gift to somebody. And I'm like, man, I am not going to be able to do it for Christmas. So I told him, hey, you can come. Let's switch it around. You can come in April or whatever. Let me get all this stuff together for you to come. And then Christmas Day, I spoke to him and he's like, oh, I'm in so much pain, 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 pain. And I've never heard him talk like that before. And it just came in my heart like he probably will not make it. And I knew he wouldn't make it, but I didn't know it was 2 days after Christmas that he would die. And I'm like, it was hard. Like, I felt so guilty for so long. It was very, very hard. I think I was released from the guilt maybe back in October because I was seeing this therapist and she's like, oh, write him a letter. Like, if you feel guilty or whatever, write him a letter. And I did. And she said, write him a letter asking for forgiveness, which I did. And I felt a release. Like, it was like the guilt was released because I know the kind of person he was. He would never hold stuff against anybody like that. And so I released the guilt. But like I said, this January, it's bittersweet. It's the new year. But like 4 years ago, I had to bury my father, a very, very good man. And within the same time, I lost my husband, who was not a very good man. And so, like I said, the comparison, my father did everything to make sure his family was okay, and my then husband did not. So, every every time I thought about my father, and every time I looked at the person I was married to, it was just heartbreaking over and over and over again because why are you still here? And my father is not. And so that was the end for me. It was the end of a long, you know, draining process. At that point, I had no more energy, no more strength to fight. I had no words to say to him. Um, I was just empty. I was just done. And my father was gone. So the guilt filled me for a long time. Um, just feeling empty, walking around with this emptiness and trying to be a good mother to the baby at the same time. It was one of the most challenging times of my life. I remember when I came back, and then when the tears started coming, it was just violent. Like, I would just cry until I lost my breath, like I couldn't breathe anymore. And then I just start coughing, 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 coughing. Because I had not, I had stored up everything, and I think I was mourning double. It was double mourning, mourning the loss of my father and mourning the loss of my marriage, and just think, I don't want to say I wasted my time, but it was it was hmm, it was being in a bad space for a long time. I lost who I was. I lost me. But yeah, my father's death opened my eyes in a major way because I was like, nah, this dude can't even give me a hug. Not even sorry your father passed away. Mm. I didn't need him to be in my space for much longer after that. And so I checked out. I checked out emotionally. I checked out, I think I checked out spiritually too. I tried to write. I would write my prayers. I'd talk to God. I'd be like, just keep me, just keep me. Thank you for my life. And I'm very thankful that, my father, he lived such a good life. I am beyond thankful that he lived the years he did. I am so grateful, you know, for all the memories that I have with him. And it's still in my heart. It's not as fresh, but it's still there. Like it's still keeping me, still carrying me. And even though it's a new year, I mean, it's a new year and I'm excited about what's going to happen. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't made any resolutions. I haven't put any goals on paper. I haven't had a chance to set up a vision board. No, I have not. I am excited for the newness, for the freshness. The Bible says, "Behold, I'm doing a new thing. Can you not perceive it?" And I do. I do perceive that God is doing some new things. So, like, I'm back from vacation. I am renewed because I was burnt out. My job, I think my job burnt me out like fully. And but I'm back, and now I'm ready to do all that I'm supposed to be doing at this point. But I'm just checking in with y'all, letting y'all know I'm still here and I'm still, listen, let me just be transparent and honest. So, this darn website is giving me a hard time. I put this website together, like very pretty pictures and everything. I'm getting ready to launch it and send it out to the people and the public. And it's just not doing all the things that it's supposed to do. So if there are any web designers out there, link me. If there are any, persons who are experienced with the world of social media, y'all need to link me because I am struggling. I am struggling with my website and I am struggling to set up this YouTube channel. I have to confess, I was not a social media person. I was very private before, and now the Lord has called me to tell all the things. So I need some help. I need some help getting all of this together. But Happy New Year to you all. Um, Thank you for the support launching my podcast. And I want to invite you to continue the journey with me into the new year. I really, really appreciate your support. And um, I'm looking for some co hosts. I have one lined up already. And I want to talk to everybody. I want to talk to the married people. What are some of the things that you're doing, to keep it fresh, to keep your love alive? What are some of the things that you've had to overcome that you can share? Um, Let me know. Let me know. I want to talk to the single people. Are you burning? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But you can let me know, how you're doing your journey of singleness. Are you preparing? Are you hopeful? What are you doing? Are you just writing men off? What are you doing? Let me know. I have not written anybody off. It is challenging. Like I said, the last time I was live, I'm not in a space where I think I'm ready. And, it would be ridiculous since I've only been divorced for 1 month to say, oh, yes, I'm ready for love. I'm not ready yet. But, you know, God is still on the throne and he remembers his own. But let me know. Y'all link me in my inbox. Tell me what you think about the program so far. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you don't want to see. Let me know so we can make this good for all of us and let's share together. I mean, this life, I said it in the first one, the first podcast, like secrecy will kill you and it will eat at you because with secrecy, there's shame. And when those two start attacking you, man, it's downhill. So I don't wanna live in secret anymore. And that's not to say, oh, I'm gonna post all my business on social media. No. This is to help somebody. It's to say, listen, God is faithful. In spite of circumstances, He is good. And God is, He's still in control of every single area of your life. So don't give up. Don't let go. Don't stop believing. Don't stop praying. There's nothing impossible with Him. And that's why I'm trying to be grateful and thankful because without thankfulness, just looking at the negatives is just gonna take you out. And you have too much life ahead of you to live. I have too much. We have too much life ahead of us to live to let secrecy and shame take us out. So I appreciate y'all. And then I'm on here pretty late. It's 9 o'clock here in Texas, so I know it's an hour ahead for most people. So it's like 10 o'clock. So why aren't y'all in bed? All them people that I see on the thing. Why aren't you in bed? You in bed and watching? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Well, like I said, I got my eyebrows done in Jamaica. Boom, 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 boom. After waiting 4 hours, but I think it was worth it. Bam, 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 bam. Anyways, I love y'all. Have a good night and Happy New Year. Don't make resolutions. Just do the thing. Do the thing. Don't make any resolutions. Just go out and conquer the world. All right, y'all. See you later. Thank you. Bye.